Hi, my name's Samantha Fraley. I'm 22 years old, and my child will be 3 years old in a couple of months.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Howard. I'm 33 years old, and I have a 3-month-old daughter.
I use Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, sometimes Snapchat, and very rarely Twitter.
I do post pictures and videos of my daughter on social media. I believe it's partly due to the generation that I'm growing up in. I think that makes me more open to it. However, I also think it's largely due to the fact that we have a large family between myself and my boyfriend, and most of them live in several different states across the country. They're not here, so they get to see pictures and videos of her and don't miss out on her growing up when I share them online with them.
My views about my child being on social media are that they should not be on social media. I don't like posting photos. I don't like posting any information. And I think that it may be a little bit generational just because I'm a little bit older, but my generation was the generation that kind of grew up with this stuff. MySpace came out when I was in high school, or beginning of college, I guess. And then Facebook, my school was one of the first 50 to get on it. And so I've been using it since I was 18, 19 years old. And I think that because I grew up in that generation, a lot of my friends use it a lot and put their kids on it, but I also do have quite a few friends that are opposed to putting their children on it for similar reasons as I have.
While this article has various aspects that apply to the topic, the most important is the section about digital footprint. Parents should know that posting about their child creates a lifelong digital footprint, positively or negatively. This article, which references a case involving a documentary called Secret Life of 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, brings up the topic of creating certain privacy laws in terms of children on social media, and the fact that they have no choice in the consent of their photos and videos being used. Social media privacy discusses the 12 myths of your rights on social media. The most applicable is Myth 1, which shows that you do not always have ownership of the things you post on your account. The companies show this in their terms of use that they can do what they want with your posts.
I would ask them if they're taking their photos on a smartphone, their photos and their videos, and if so, are they backing them up to iCloud and Google? Those things can be hacked as well. I understand that people are worried about strangers and people with bad intentions looking at pictures and videos of their child, but I think in today's day and age, anything can be hacked, and as long as you take the proper precautions, you're not putting your child at any more of a risk than you would be if you don't share those photos. You're still sharing those photos even if you think they are private. So just ask your family and friends not to share the photos and the videos as well. Know who you're sharing them with, and I think you'll probably be okay.
I don't think parents so much care about consent, honestly, when it concerns their child, because technically, legally, the parent is the consenting party for whatever happens until the child is 18. That being said, I think that hopefully a compelling argument would be the privacy issue and the fact that truly nothing is private, and that these things can be abused. I read all the time about pedophile rings, picking up Facebook pages, photos from people's Facebook pages of their small children and then photoshopping them, and then these photos circulate. And if you have privacy setting, that's great, but you never know. They say that and I hate to go down this route because it's uncomfortable to think about, but they say that somewhere around like 90% of children who are abused are abused by people they know or their parents know. So if I can avoid that, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm super suspicious of all my friends and my family or anything like that, but if you can safeguard against things like that, I think why not? And it doesn't hurt anyone not to have a social media page. so that's sort of the way I look at it. You know, it's not hurting her to be, you know, to be cautious about these things, but it could hurt to be flippant and to just, you know, not think about the consequences of social media.
My advice for new moms in regards to anything is do what you think is right, do what you're comfortable with, follow your gut instinct. If you do want to share pictures and videos of your child, then you can do it in a safe way. Make sure your privacy settings are activated. Make sure you know who's on your friends list.
Miss God, I miss God, I miss God.